Okay, we're talking to Roger at the Cloud Microphones, and I've known about Cloud for a long time, and actually I think helped a little bit with the JRS 34 when you were getting that off.
One of the first to try it.
Right.
You gave us some nice feedback, which helped us with our development.
But you've got something, and I'm looking at this box, and I'm thinking, in the old days when you got a turntable, you had a front end on a preamp that had a variable impedance, and it changed the character of the sound to whatever I guess you wanted. But you tell me about what is this called?
We're really excited about the newest in the Cloud Lifter line.
Right.
This is the new Cloud Lifter ZI.
Yeah.
The ZI is a variable impedance DI, so you have very Z, hence the name ZI.
And from what impedance to what impedance? What's the range?
Well, for microphones, it's about 150 to 15K. And with instruments, it first goes through a step-down transformer or Cinemag. So effectively, you know, it's not so much about the numbers, but you can get it's over you can go over 1 meg once you go through the transformer. So basically, has a nitric combo jack with a switching mechanism. So we're able to route the guitar or bass signal or piezo or any other quarter-inch high Z instrument cable through the incredibly well-made Cinemag transformer wound right in California.
Right.
And then it feeds into the Very Z interface and the Class A discrete gain stage that the Cloud Lifters have become known for.
Right.
And then you can change the impedance and get a whole range of different tones out of your instrument or your microphone. So like if you go to a really low impedance, it typically gives you a more forward mid-range, a nice smooth top end with sort of a tighter bass sound. As you rise in impedance, you might notice like a bigger bass and a more aggressive top end, which is completely useful for certain things. So with the continuously variable ZI knob, you can just dial in anywhere in between and find your sweet spot for whatever you're doing. Now, I must say that it's not about matching your impedance. You don't really need to do the math. You don't need to look at this and go, well, my impedance of my guitar is this, so where should I set this? It's all intuitive.
It's more like a freestyle tone control.
It's a freestyle tone control, massive tone control. You have a massive high-pass filter. When you engage the high-pass filter, your high-pass frequency is continuously variable. When you go really low in impedance, your high-pass frequency cutoff rises, your high-pass filtering rises, and you can get a really narrow, mid-rangey sound. As you go higher in impedance, the high-pass frequency lowers, and you can just at the top of the range, you're just cutting some of the subsonic.
What's the little switch over here on the side?
This is the output switch. You have 3 levels: minimum, more, and maximum. And now, what's interesting about the output is that you're typically going to control your volume through the output, but it's also your output impedance. So you can change the output impedance if you have, let's say you have a preamp with a super high impedance, you can go to a lower impedance here to sort of bring the overall impedance down.
And that'll change the coloration of the signal?
It can do it to a degree, depending on what you're plugging into.
Right.
It really depends on your downstream preamp and its impedance. Now, the way the Cloud Lifter works, at the maximum output level and impedance, your impedance is determined by the input impedance of your preamp, because it becomes part of the system. The Cloud Lifter literally becomes an extension of your preamp's gain stage, where you're able to get free gain through the patented JFET system that we have in the Cloud Lifter before it hits your preamp. Now with a microphone, especially a low output ribbon or a dynamic microphone such as the Shure SM7B or even the SM58, you're going to get so much more clarity and gain out of your microphone before it hits your preamp that by the time it hits the preamp, you're going to be able to turn your preamp gain significantly down. When you turn it down, your noise floor is going to drop dramatically with that. So you're able to get much more tone out of your mic, much more mic and much less preamp coloration. Now the same is true with your instruments. If you have a low output piezo pickup, you can use the impedance to find intuitively where you like the sound, but you're going to get all that gain. So you're going to have a nice, full, clean signal before it even hits any preamp or mixing console or interface such as a Focusrite or any of the
made here in the U.S., right?
This is made completely in the U.S. Our metal is fabricated in Tucson, Arizona. Our finishes and powder coats are in Phoenix, Arizona. All of our circuit boards are manufactured and assembled on the Navajo Reservation in northern Arizona by real Americans, Native Americans.
And what's the list price?
The list price is $449 and MAP is $379 on the new ZI. So now this is the new flagship model of Cloud Lifter. We have the CL1, which a lot of you are familiar with, the CL2, the CL4 rack mount, which are all fixed impedance, just straight gain, no switches, no frills.
Right.
And then we have the Z model, which came out in 2012, which is for microphones only, and now we introduced the Cloud Lifter ZI. So now you can take advantage of all that Class A discrete gain for your instruments and elevate your sound.